Hey guys, what's up? Adam Palmer here. This question is, I got my first client on Upwork, worked over 8 hours on their project, and now their account is suspended and the job is pending for over a week. Couple things here. You worked 8 hours on the project, their account is suspended, and the job is pending. So if it's pending, are you using the right word, pending? So does that mean you accepted the offer or you didn't? Because if you didn't accept it, you shouldn't be working on it. And that's kind of on you if you were working on it before it was fully accepted. The other thing is, if you set up your contracts correctly, and if you watch my content, I'm a big fan of doing hourly contracts only because you get to use the time tracker. If these situations happen, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get compensated. And if the client gets suspended, then you can't even use the time tracker to log time. So it prevents you from ever wasting time and not getting compensated. Ideally, you want to set up hourly contracts so anytime you work, you get paid. And if something happens on the client, there's insurance that makes sure you get paid. Now, if you're not willing to do the right thing as far as taking a contract on, then you have to bear some of the responsibility for what happens. And I realize that this is, the first job that you took on here, so you don't have a lot of experience with the types of contracts being offered, and I'm sure you were just super excited to just accept this thing, start working. But to answer your question, what do I do? You're gonna have to just chalk it up as a loss, because there's really nothing from what it seems like you can do, because it doesn't sound like you took an hourly project. And if you did take an hourly project, then you're going to be compensated anyway, and you wouldn't have been asking this question. So it seems like something happened with the contract, it wasn't correct, and you worked anyway. And when you do that, you have to be willing to just take the L. I worked without taking the contract before because I wanted to make sure that I knew what I was doing before I accepted the terms and didn't get into a situation where I got a bad review. And there's a reason to do it sometimes. But if you get into a situation where the client gets suspended and can't get compensated, there's nothing you can do. So the best thing you can do is just try to find other clients, because this is not going to be helpful to sit here on Quora or be asking around how to solve this, because that is time wasted. You're adding more time to the project of not being compensated, right? If you're spending an hour asking around, now you've worked 9 hours on it, spend another hour, it's 10. So you have to move on. You have to take the L, and you have to search for jobs, and you have to say, hey, next time I'm going to listen to Adam, and I'm going to take an hourly project, and I'm going to use a time tracker, and I'm going to write them memos, I'm going to do a good job. And then guess what? You're never going to need to write a question like this, because you're going to be compensated for the work and the time that you put into the project, period. That's the main reason why I love this platform so much, because I never, ever, ever have to chase money or send an invoice or send in that 30 or send a milestone request or do this, or we put any risk, unnecessary risk on your income. It's just crazy. People depend on me. My family depends on me. My employees depend on me. My staff, my clients depend on me. So everything needs to have the least amount of risks. And the way you do that is by having these hourly contracts, and it allows the insurance to ensure that you never have to be put in this type of situation. Hopefully that's helpful. Hopefully we never have to deal with this again, because there is a path forward, but you have to let this go and say bygone and say, I can do better next time. This one's on me. Lesson learned. Let's move on. Cool. Thanks for the question.